Hello and good morning to all my lovely students out there. I welcome you all for yet another English class. Students, I hope you still remember that in our previous class what we have done. We have started lesson number 9 and it was a poem. The name of the poem was A Musical Journey, right students? And there we have learned some new words, and also students, I have taught you how to learn the poem or recite the poem with correct pronunciation of the words. So in today's class what we are going to do is we are going to listen to the explanation of the poem. So students, before listening to the explanation of the poem, let us also recall back the different new words which we have learned in this particular lesson, so that it will be easier for us to understand the poem better. Okay, the first new word was classical music, right students? And I've already taught you what is the meaning of classical music. Traditional music, a form of music which is very traditional, that follows very strict rules and regulations, right? Number 2, pits. Pits means what? Worst possible. Something, when you use the word pits, it means worst possible. That means something which you really dislike. Number 3 was screwed up. Screwed up means you make your face. When you dislike something and you show it on your face, it's called as screwed up. The next word was unenthusiastic. Unenthusiastic is just the antonym of the word enthusiastic, right? What does unenthusiastic means? Not interested, right? Not interested at all, or not excited. The next word was melodious. Melodious means sweet sounding, like the birds, the chirping of the birds. Some songs are very melodious, right? That means very sweet sounding. Heavenly. Heavenly means very pleasant or soothing, something which is very pleasant. And the last word is divine. Divine means extraordinary, or something which is very amazing. So now that we have recalled back the new words, let us try to read the poem once again and then try to understand it. A Musical Journey by Manjula Shukla. Students, you can see it on your screen, and if you have the textbook with you, English textbook part 1, page number 60. Classical music was the pits, sare gama padhani. It was outdated and old-fashioned. What use was it to me? Mummy told me to practice. I would run away to play. That's the pattern we followed, day after day, all the way. One day we had visitors. Mummy told me to sing. I screwed up my face, unenthusiastic and unwilling. Somehow I got started and found it actually sounded the sare gama padhani. The melodious voice was mine. Somehow I got started and found it actually sounded fine. Sare gama padhani. The melodious voice was mine. Then I realized I love classical music. It's heavenly and divine. So students, here you can see that the poem has a particular rhythm. No, why? Because the second line and the last line of each stanza rhymes. For example, sare gama pada ni and me, right? Play and way, sing and unwilling, fine and mine, right? And divine. So all these words are rhyming words of the poem. So let us try to understand it. So here what does the poet says, that there's a girl, a particular person is there, a girl is there who feels that classical music was pits. That means something very worst possible, something which she disliked. Why? because it was very, very outdated and old fashioned. So, what happens? She feels that the classical music is what? It's very, very outdated and also very old fashioned. The poetess feels that, okay. And because as we all know, students, there are various kinds of music these days, no? At present we have what? Rock music, jazz music, many type of musics are available, and this Saregama Padhanisa is an old traditional form of classical music which people feel is very, very outdated and old fashioned. So does the poetess feel the same, okay, and feels that what is the use in the present generation of learning the old classical music? Better we learn some other music, she feels that. But then in the second stanza you find that mummy told me to practice, I would run away to play. So whenever her mummy would ask her to practice, no, please practice it because it needs a particular rag is there, no, the 7 notes are there, you have to know the pitch, when to lower your voice, when to high the pitch of your voice, right? And whenever mummy would say please practice it because practice makes a man perfect, but then the girl, the poetess, would run away and then feel that it's of no use. She would not waste her time practicing classical music, it's quite boring. She would run away to play with her friends. That's the pattern we follow day after day all the way. So she says that she did that every time. She practiced it for a while and then after that she would run away and every day she would do the same thing. Okay. The third stanza, one day we had visitors. Mummy told me to sing. I screwed up my face, unenthusiastic and unwilling. So one day what happened? Some visitors came to her place. And what happened is at that point, her mummy said that please beta sing the classical song which you have been practicing for many days. It happens, no students, if you are good at art, dance or singing or painting, your parents are very proud of you, and whenever visitors would come to your house, what would parents do? They want to actually showcase your talent right in front of your relatives or in front of the visitors, and they would just request you, please sing or please dance or please show your talent, no, whatever talent you have. So same thing happened here. Now when the visitors came, mummy asked her to please sing the classical song, that means the song which you have been practicing. And now that particular poetess is quite scared and she's unenthusiastic also. She doesn't want to actually sing the song, no, she's not interested at all. I screwed up my face, so she made her face because she doesn't want to sing. Screwed up means what? To make a face, not a happy one, rather sad and a one which shows anger, no, resentment. You don't want to do that. Sometimes when you see somebody whom you dislike, you tend to screw up your face. You tend to show that dislike within on your face, right? So she screwed up her face, unenthusiastic and unwilling. That means not interested, not excited at all. But in front of the visitors, what else to do? Now she has been forced to sing the classical song. Somehow I got started and found it actually sounded fine. Saregama Padhani, the melodious voice was mine. So somehow the girl started to sing. That's the poetess started to sing the song and finds that Saregama Padhani Sa. When she sang the song, what happened is that she listened to her own voice and felt that it sounded really fine. And then she feels that there's melody in the voice in the classical song which she is singing. Then I realized I love classical music. It's heavenly and divine. And she says that that's the moment I realized that classical music is not old, it's not outdated, rather it's very, very melodious, it's very heavenly, it's amazing, no, it's really amazing, and also very divine, extraordinary, it's really sweet sounding. And it is true, students, the old form of music, classical music, has so much soul in it. When you listen to it, you can really cherish, no, and it touches your heart and soul. But these days we find different sort of music like heavy metal music, where they just, without any rules and regulations, they play the music. It's so heavy sounding, no, to your ears. But classical music, very smooth and soothing to your ears, right? So this is actually a poem which states that classical music is really lovely. We need to appreciate it, and if we also get a chance, we can practice it, and then we can enjoy it as well, right, students? So I hope all of you have understood the poems. With that, we come to the end of today's class. Let us recall back what we have done in our today's class. In today's class, we have recalled all the new words which we have learned in our previous class. Also, we have tried to understand the poem, that is a musical journey. We have understood the importance of classical music, right? In this poem written by Manjula Shukla, we have noticed that the poetess, in the beginning of the poem, feels that classical music is very outdated, old-fashioned, and dislikes it. But towards the end of the poem, we tend to find that she actually realizes that classical music is heavenly and divine, and it is really, really melodious. So students, in our next class, we will try to see the summary of the poem and also discuss some of the question and answers related to this poem. So that's all for today, students. Keep learning, keep smiling, stay fit and healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.